To get you ready for Toronto Carnival 2014 coming up Saturday, August 2nd. We're going down to Lakeshore. And if you guys remember last year, it was actually just about maybe 10 months ago. I think it was last August. I had a lovely lady named Janelle on the inside, and she's back on the inside this morning. Good morning, Janelle.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm fantastic. Good morning, Toronto. Good morning, everybody that's locked on to the PlanetX Wake Up Show.
Thank you. So, aside from being Janelle, you're also part of a big organization. And what's the name of the organization again?
The Toronto Masqueraders Association.
And your role would be, basically, not your role specifically, but the organization's role.
We want to promote awareness and create an environment where people are enjoying the culture and respecting the parade, quote, I'm doing air quotes, parade, for the Toronto Carnival. We want to educate everybody on exactly where this has come from, where we want to see it go, and just reinforcing that this is a positive thing that happens, and we want to encourage a lot of cooperation with not only participants, but spectators and everybody to enjoy themselves. And
absolutely. I remember last time after we spoke, it was last August, it was right after Toronto Carnival, and so everything was still fresh. And I got a lot of feedback and a lot of positive feedback because we spoke about a lot of things. We talked about there was a young man that died last year because of the wheels not being covered that could have potentially saved his life.
Yeah.
Last year was definitely a very, very bad year for stormers. It's always bad, but I find last year was even
really,
worse than normal.
Yeah, it was really bad.
We talked about, how can we fix this? Can we make the parade route longer within the grounds? Can we, make sure that everybody's trucks, the wheels are covered, or at least some safety precautions can take place to try to alleviate some of the problems we've been having here that don't happen everywhere around the world. Do you have any updates on any of the things that we spoke about?
I do, absolutely. And I'm happy that two of the co-board members, and we've grown from just me coming here and talking to you to an association with 5 board members. And, we're actually involved in sitting with the city and the planning committees and getting things organized, and we have a say and we have input. So this is a testament to the fact that, change is possible. If you're patient and you do what, you think is right and you follow through with your convictions, it is possible.
Absolutely.
And we do have a lot of updates to share. Before we get to the grand parade stuff, just to touch on the Kiddies Carnival, I think probably my favorite event of the entire festival. So Saturday, July 9th from 11 a.m. to 6. It's coming back to Malvern.
All right.
So big up the East Enders. About 2,000 participants for all the bands. There's about 9 mass bands.
Okay.
So about 2,000 kids will be reveling through the streets of Malvern. There are tons of activities. It's a full day schedule. So it's not just come down and there's a parade and then everybody go home. So in the Nielsen Park, there's going to be tons of activities for the kids. There's a junior pan competition. There's a junior calypso competition. So it's evolved even from what it used to be.
From what it was before.
And that's really, really exciting. So we're looking forward to that.
Definitely a family event. Make sure you guys, it's important to teach our children our culture. I mean, I know about our culture. I was born in Canada. I wasn't born in the Caribbean. I was born here, but I know about all of this because my parents put it in me from young.
Exactly.
To be proud of what we've come from.
Exactly.
And it's important to continue that tradition as we become 2nd, 3rd, 4th generation Canadians to not lose where we really came from. So parents,
Our kids are in it as well. I mean, I'm going to probably date myself, but I started playing mass for kiddies at Varsity Stadium. So,
okay.
I mean, you didn't have to make that face. But, it's an important thing. It's an important day for the kids, and we want to make sure that everybody get out there, register your kids, go to the mass band camps and find out, what it's involved in getting a costume for your kids. And they have an amazing time. I have actually more fun than the kids do.
I've seen it. It's definitely an amazing day. It's not the hustle and bustle of the actual carnival parade per se that's going on Saturday, August 2nd. It is more of a family vibe.
Exactly.
And, there's people walking down the streets with babies in their arms. Like it's that kind of
brand spanking new babies.
That kind of love.
That's the kind of love.
Yes.
Exactly. So we have more updates as well. So my co-chair, Tara Bragg, is here, as well as David Cowan is here as well. So we're going to all share the information with you.
Okay. Who's up next?
Tara.
There we go. Good morning, Tara.
Hi.
How you doing?
Not too bad. There's been a lot of positive change, and I mean, it's not just the TMA working in isolation. We've had a lot of discussion with Festival Management Committee, who basically puts on this parade in collaboration with Toronto Mass Bands Association and OSA, which is Ontario Steel Pan Association. So they've been listening. A lot of the feedback that we've heard and some of the open dialogue that we've had over the past several months with these organizations, they're listening and open to changes. And one of the things that we are seeing this year and is a longer route inside the CNE grounds.
Okay.
That's already been confirmed. So the assembly area for Masqueraders has changed. So we would encourage everybody to get familiar with the maps that are now available on the the Scotiabank Toronto Caribbean Carnival website. So the Kiddies map is there, as well as the Adult Parade map.
Okay.
So Masqueraders and participants can start familiarizing themselves with some of the changes that have been publicized so far.
I haven't seen the map myself. I've seen it, but I haven't looked at it directly. Do they outline where the entrances are for Masqueraders and non-Masqueraders?
Definitely. That was one of the key pieces of feedback, because even myself last year, I was a little bit confused. Where do I enter? How do I meet up with my
Very
band,
confused.
et
And it's
cetera.
not even just last year, it's every year. You see
Yeah.
how you guys were out of breath when you came up the stairs just now? That is me every Toronto Carnival trying to find the
them.
entrance. I'm running from one
Where's
end of
my
the X
bed?
grounds
Where's
to
my
the
bed?
next.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So definitely, you guys look for that map on the Scotiabank, the Scotiabank Toronto Carnival website, and I will also look for that and make sure I put it up on my Instagram and Twitter for you guys.
Yep, and there's about 4 different entrances marked on that map, and the FMC has made it a little bit more accessible for individuals this year. It will be a cheaper rate in comparison to past years.
Okay.
Because I think that was one of the key pieces of feedback that people said it was a little expensive for a large size family to afford that gate price for admission. So
Okay.
it distracted people from entering the CNE and directed more foot traffic onto the lakeshore, and that leads to these big massive groups of people trying to see the parade in one location, which is kind of problematic. So
We can get them some just spread out a little bit
dispersing
more.
the crowd, a good amount of seating and VIP areas and beer gardens and staging, et cetera, within the CNE grounds, as well as there's a staging area outside of the CNE grounds this year that's been proposed on the map. So there's actually 2 stages this year. So that's an exciting
So does that
change.
mean 2 judging points?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we know that the TMBA and FMC are still in conversation about that. So we don't have all the final details,
Okay.
but more to come on that. There are about 9 mass bands. The guest bands usually open the parade and go down before the mass bands.
Yes.
So the sponsors and whatnot, and the steel bands, there will probably be about 10 to 14 of them participating in the parade as well. So it's costume revelers as well as steel band music to keep everybody entertained and whatnot. And in terms of masqueraders, it's your time to showcase your costumes. So, get all dolled up, get excited that day, bring your energy. It's a longer route.
Okay.
Stay hydrated.
A longer secured route
Yeah.
inside the grounds is what she means by that.
Yeah.
You're not going to be, open to the general public. The public will be in the stands, but it's completely fenced off. They won't be ripping off your costume, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I'm trying to put it nicely, but let's talk to things. Because this is one of the problems we had last year where people will spend, and let's be real, the cost is going up, and understandably so. The mass bands it's costing them more in rent and even with gas and all these kinds of things. Expenses are definitely going up, so the costumes are going up, and people don't want to wear it for 10 minutes and then just have it, on its own on the side corner of the lakeshore. So you guys definitely can enjoy yourself a little bit more this year.
Yep, and in terms of security, I mean, the plans are still in motion, so it hasn't been finalized, but we've definitely heard positive things from the Festival Management Committee with respect to some of their initial security plans. So it does seem like there will be an increased focus on the positioning and the type of fences and how they're going to secure fences and how they're going to secure the judging area and make sure that people who shouldn't be in the parade are not participants, don't find their way in. And, we really need everybody's cooperation in just making sure that the parade flows the way it should.
For sure.
So that both the mass bands as well as the participants who are spectating and watching it, they don't want to wait 40 minutes in between every band, just sitting there not seeing any action. So hopefully the plans that they have for this year's carnival are going to, make it better in terms of both participant and, spectator experience. So, I for one, am excited to see it happen. So.
Perfect. I'm sure most of us are. We definitely like it. It's something that is so near and dear to so many people. And it's like, as everything gets bigger, you want it to get bigger. But sometimes when it gets too big, it gets out of control. And I think now is the time that we need to take back control and make sure that this grows into what it really deserves to be after being in Toronto for so many years.
Exactly.
So what else are we looking out for right now?
Well, again, in terms of, as Tara and Janelle both said, we are looking at some positive things with respect to the 2014 Carnival. Where masqueraders are concerned, as she said, we have more road security is definitely something that has taken a forefront on the festival management side. in terms of us as the TMA, what we're trying to do at this point now, we've been to the city meetings. We will continue to go and continue to voice Masquerader concerns. But what we want to do now is shift the mentality of the festival itself and help people to understand where this thing came from, what it's all about. It's a cultural presentation of mass. You know, it's tantamount to something that you would go in a museum and see. It's literally art that's being presented on the street. Mass is known as theater of the street. So that's what we're trying to influence with our Respect the Mass campaign. So if people have been following us on @TO Mass Players on Twitter and Instagram, as well as our Time for Change Toronto Carnival Facebook page, you'll see that we've been posting a lot of Respect the Mass pictures and hashtagging Support the Culture. And what we're asking is that masqueraders like the pictures, share it with your friends, share it with your family to help influence people. We need people to understand that this thing was born out of slavery. This thing was literally born out of slavery. Slaves were emancipated. They took to the street. They reveled. They mimicked their French slave owners and masters. And what came out of it is the carnival we know today. Right?
Absolutely.
Celebrated on August 1st to celebrate emancipation, right? It's something more than just a jump up, you know what I mean? We can fete and jump up at Jab Jab Juve on Friday.
Yes.
Saturday night, go slam, you know, Summer Slam, jump up and, you know, enjoy yourself. But Carnival Saturday is meant for mass, it's meant for pan, it's meant for calypso, and the road belongs to the masqueraders and to that art form. So we're asking people to become aware, be informed, and we're trying to help you do that. So again, you can hashtag Respect DMAS, DEMAS. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram @TO Mass Players and our Time for Change Facebook page.
Absolutely. And basically, it's really about not just what we can do and what all the the officials can do, but it's really about the million people that are down the road that we really need to get that message across. And we're not trying to take the phone. We're not saying for you guys to stand up straight with your hands at your side. You could chip on the pavement all you want, you know. Enjoy yourself. Like, people go to carnival all over the world. I've been to carnival in Trinidad many times. I've never played mass, but I have the time of my life every carnival Monday and Tuesday.
So
yeah, I know. Eventually.
We'll get you in a question.
But like, you could definitely enjoy yourself. Just don't get in the way of the parade, because that is the beauty of it.
It's a respect thing.
Yes.
It's a respect thing, you know, and I mean, I encourage everybody, like, you know, Instagram your boots, you know, every step of the process, you know, and use the hashtag. You know, you go to Shoppers Drug Mart to buy your makeup, Instagram it and use the hashtag. Like, let's just put the information out there and let people see, like, the amount of time and energy that it goes into this.
Sure.
So,
because all now people are getting burned with glue guns all over the city putting together these
everybody
costumes.
in the mass camps right now. There's people in the mass camps right now bending wire, you know,
all
like
day, every day.
All day, every day.
So, anything else that we need to go over right now?
Absolutely.
Spaces are still available in bands, so it's not too late to participate as a masquerader. So if you've always wondered how do you get involved, there's information on our Facebook page, and we share that information on Twitter. The carnival website itself has information where all the bands are and everything. So the information is out there. It's accessible. The bands are still welcoming people to register and sign up. So you have your broad choice of costumes with many different bands.
I mean, there's bands. I'm going down the road with Toronto Revelers. You got Carnival Nations. You've got Saldana. You've got Fantasia. You've got tons and tons of bands out there. And it's definitely, it's an experience all on its own to play mass and really jump up behind the truck and enjoy yourself. So definitely support the culture and play mass. Thank you to you guys.
Thank you to you, actually, for, you know, this has been a long road.
Yes.
And you were the first one there.
Yes.
So I appreciate and I applaud
anything
you.
to, like, because this is so important to me and it's so important to our culture. And I always promised from day one when I started this radio show that if there was something that was important to my, you know, my culture and my city that we needed to talk about, we would stop the music and we would talk about it. And we talked about this last August. The conversation wasn't the greatest things, and I'm hoping we can have another conversation after Carnival, and we're going to have much better, you know, a much better outcome this year.
We look forward to that.
We're not sitting here trying to bash Carnival. We said that last year. We're here to give a voice to the people that it belongs to, and that is the people. And there are things that need to improve, and we need to stand up for our rights. And you guys, thankfully, it started, as you said, one person, and now it's grown to a committee. And you guys are dealing with the people that are dealing with who can fix all of this. And I thank you guys, because it takes a lot. Some people will complain Caravana Monday, Toronto Carnival Monday. Sorry about that. Toronto Carnival Monday and Toronto Carnival Sunday.
Don't have these people
and then you'll never hear back from them again. And then you'll hear back from them this Toronto Carnival Sunday and Monday, complain about this and that, but never actually do anything. And you guys have done something, and I applaud you for continuing to do that.
Thank you.
And you're always welcome here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anytime. We're going to talk. So one more time, I want you guys to tell me the hashtag. I want you to tell me your Twitter account, and I want you to tell me the Facebook page.
All right, the hashtag, the Respect DMAS campaign, Respect DEMAS mass campaign right now. Hashtag your carnival photos. All the details. You can hit us up on Twitter at TMA Players, as well as Instagram, same ID. And hit us up on our Time for Change Toronto Carnival Facebook page and TorontoMasqueradersAssociation.com.
Perfect.
And one more quick thing.
Of course.
Stage song. What do you think is going to be the palance of this year?
You're a DJ. We want to hear what you think. What's the road song for Toronto Carnival?
Probably Marshall again.
More?
Yeah, more.
Yeah.
More?
Yeah.
It's fitting. We're getting more roads. So.
And as it is, and I'll be honest, sometimes it's not always the choice of the DJ. True. As much as I want to say it is, it's not. We're most times told by the band leaders what they want to hear.
It is a presentation.
Yeah.
So, yes.
So I mean, and in all fairness,
their strategies.
They have their visions as to how they want things to play out. So that is what I anticipate. But we'll see. We'll see.
Thank you, Mark.
Well, thank you guys for coming through. Again, we're going to talk again for sure, at least after Carnival. Maybe even one more time before Carnival so you guys can update us if you have some big updates. We definitely want to let people know that. Follow me on Twitter at Marxman, the DJ. I'm going to tweet all that information with the hashtag and their Twitter accounts and all that stuff. Big shouts and ads on the outside. Thank you guys again.
Thank you.
There's an elevator so you don't have to use the stairs to go back downstairs. Again, you're welcome here all the time. Thank you on behalf of everybody here. And yeah, there's still more Planet X. Don't go anywhere.